G'day, I'm Andrew Marshall with the Northern Australia Climate Program at the University of Southern Queensland, and this is a short summary of the Bureau of Meteorology's climate outlook for the Northern Territory for the weeks and months ahead, issued in the last week of April 2025. So we'll take a look at these rainfall outlooks to begin with, starting with the outlook scenarios, and these are the rainfall totals that have a 75% chance of occurring for your region. So looking ahead to the 3 months from May to July here, we're seeing a 75% chance of around 10 to 25 millimetres for southern parts of the Territory, East Arnhem and the Tiwi Islands, with the dry season now upon us. And as always, you can use this magnifying glass feature here to drill deeper into the forecast, specifying your location of interest to break the forecast down into the chance of different rainfall amounts occurring. And this will give you an idea of how conditions are likely to be compared to the historical median. Just ask your local climate mate to go through this with you in more detail. And now looking at the temperatures, and the differences from average for maximum temperature here show warmer conditions across southern parts of the Territory and near average or cooler conditions in northern regions for the first half of May. And here the average is calculated over the 1981 to 2018 period for this time of year. Now for minimum temperatures, we're expecting cooler than average conditions in southwestern parts of the Territory and warmer than average conditions towards the northeast. Now looking at the chance of extremes map for the 3 months from May to July, we're seeing an elevated chance of unusually warm days and nights for most of the Territory. And by unusually warm, we mean the highest 20% of historical temperature records for this time of year based on the 1981 to 2018 period. Now, of course, these long-range forecasts for rainfall and temperature provide the best guidance for local climate, so that is our focus here. These forecasts, of course, consider all ocean and atmosphere conditions that affect seasonal weather and climate. But if you are interested in some of the climate indicators that can influence the forecasts, we will have a quick look at these now. And the El Niño Southern Oscillation remains neutral. The Bureau's model suggests that we are likely to remain in this neutral range, so neither El Niño nor La Niña until at least September, and this is consistent with all surveyed international models. The Indian Ocean Dipole, or the IOD, is also neutral and likely to remain so for the next few months. And a moderate pulse of the Madden-Julian Oscillation, the MJO, is currently over the Western Pacific and is forecast to weaken and become inactive in the first week of May. The Southern Annular Mode, or the SAM, has been strongly positive through most of April and is forecast to be close to the positive threshold through May. And I should also note the sea surface temperature outlook, which is likely to be influencing the forecast for Australia. This shows warmer than average waters around the Australian coastline, persisting for the May to July period. And in fact, global sea surface temperatures remain substantially above average. Now turning to the pasture growth outlook from Long Paddock for the 3 months from April to June, we are expecting to see pasture growth across the north as shown here in response to the recent and expected rainfall in the months ahead. And finally, looking at the Cattle Comfort Index prototype forecasts at nacp.org.au, index values between 30 and 35 degrees represent moderate stress to cattle, values between 35 and 40 degrees represent severe stress, and values above 40 degrees are considered extreme. And we are expecting varying heat stress conditions over northern Australia, with mostly moderate to severe conditions to be aware of in the days ahead. As always, for more information and updates, visit the Bureau's climate pages at bom.gov.au/climate. If you have any questions about recent conditions or the use of weather and climate forecasts, please reach out to your local climate mate. You can read more about the Northern Australia Climate Program at nacp.org.au. See you next time.